Think your PlayStation Portal is fine out of the box? It's probably not. Most people are using the wrong settings and it's killing performance, draining battery and ruining their remote play experience. But don't worry, after digging through real community advice and testing every setting myself, I found the fixes that actually work, and some of them I've been using since launch day when I got the Portal. This is the ultimate Portal settings guide. Let's get it running the way it should. Now let's start with the biggest improvement you can make, and probably the simplest one: hardwiring your PlayStation 5 with Ethernet. But here's the part no one tells you. Just plugging in the cable isn't enough. Your PlayStation 5 might secretly switch back to Wi-Fi in the background, especially if it's the same network name. So go into your PlayStation 5 network settings and forget the Wi-Fi network completely. That forces it to stay locked on Ethernet. It sounds small, but the difference is massive. Fewer drops, better image quality, and smoother gameplay. This is a must do, and this is, to be honest, the only thing I needed to do. Connect my PlayStation 5 via Ethernet cable and remote play just became buttery smooth. And this was way before we even had cloud game streaming, which on the whole runs better than remote play. But when it was remote play only and I got this out of the box, there was times where it would drop off, get pixelated. No more when I connected my PS5 via an Ethernet cable. This is just a must do if you are serious about having a good time on your PlayStation Portal. Next, check your Portal is connected to your router's 5 GHz Wi-Fi network, not the 2.4 GHz band. If both bands have the same name, split them temporarily or label the 5 GHz one clearly. This gives you better speeds, lower latency, and way less interference, especially if you're in a busy home with lots of devices connecting to your Wi-Fi. And if you're still getting hiccups, consider upgrading to a Wi-Fi 6 mesh system. It made a huge difference in my own setup. I'll leave links down below in the description to all the hardware I use in my setup so you can pick it up for yourself if you wish. Now hopefully you don't need to do any of these, but if you're still having problems after the first couple of tips, try these ones out. Now let's tweak your PlayStation 5. So head on into video output settings and drop the resolution to 1080p, as this Portal screen maxes out there anyway, so there's no point in having the PlayStation 5 outputting something higher. There's zero reason to waste bandwidth trying to push 4K through remote play. While you're at it, disable HDR, the Portal doesn't support it, and keeping it on can cause image glitches and some washed out visuals. If you want remote play to feel seamless, make sure your PlayStation 5 is set up correctly to stay connected even when you're not at home. Head to your PlayStation 5 settings, then go into System, Power Saving, and then Features Available in Rest Mode. Now turn on these three options: stay connected to the internet, enable turning on PlayStation 5 from network, and then supply power to USB ports. That's just optional, but it's a good one for charging accessories. I always like to keep that on at least for a couple of hours. With these enabled, you can wake your PlayStation 5 from anywhere and start playing instantly on your Portal, even if your console is in rest mode. If any of these hints or tips are helping you and you love the PlayStation Portal, make sure you subscribe, because every week there's new PlayStation Portal videos and PlayStation deep dives, all here on the channel. Thank you very much for watching. Now here's a setting a lot of new Portal owners miss completely: cloud streaming. If you're a PlayStation Plus premium subscriber, you can stream PlayStation games straight to your Portal, even if you don't own a PlayStation 5 console. This is only in certain areas though, unfortunately, so check if it is available in your country. But it's turned off by default, even if it is available to you. To enable it, open the quick menu, go to settings, cloud streaming beta, and toggle it on. Once it's activated, you'll see a new option on your Portal's home screen that lets you choose between remote play or cloud streaming every time you boot up. This one change opens up a whole new way to use your Portal. Now your battery can get zapped pretty quickly while you are playing via remote play or via cloud streaming on your Portal. That's why I always recommend you get a battery pack, but that's for another story. What you want to do here is try and enhance what you can get out of your portal. So squeeze a little bit more juice out of this bad boy right here. And we're going to do that by trying to extend the battery life by, first off, lowering the screen brightness. Especially if you play indoors, you won't need it to be as bright, whereas when you're outside, you usually need the screen maxed out to see it. Turn off the light bar and vibration in controller settings also, and if you want to go even further, turn off adaptive triggers, though personally, I leave them on because they're pretty cool, it's a nice touch. The other ones can go, but I do like my adaptive triggers and feedback, so it's up to you, your call on how extreme you want to go with trying to save some battery life. Don't forget, just pressing the power button once only puts the portal into sleep mode. To save real battery, hold it down and shut the portal off when you're done playing. And if you're gaming for hours, make sure you grab a really long USB-C cable or a portable charger. My current go-to, they're listed in my recent accessory video, which I'll link at the end and down in the description, so go and check that out. Now here's some quick fixes for some weird issues which has popped up for some portal owners, and this is where they are struggling to get their portal to connect to their PS5 for just some totally random unknown reason. What you want to do is toggle airplane mode on and off from the quick settings panel on your portal, and this often forces a fresh connection and it just makes it work. If it's still stuck, restart the portal entirely and double check your PlayStation 5 is powered on. And if you're using a VPN at home, it could be causing problems, as remote play sometimes doesn't play well with VPNs, so you may need to switch that off. One thing newbies to the portal often overlook because it's just not very clear and it's super annoying and you wouldn't expect it, is that there is no Bluetooth on the PlayStation portal, which completely sucks. I know, we've been saying this since day one when we got our hands on one, but you need to be aware of this. The portal doesn't use Bluetooth, so if you want wireless audio, that's wireless audio. You can obviously just, use like these wired ones and just plug it into the bottom of your portal. But if you want wireless audio, you need PlayStation Link earbuds or headset. They're expensive, but the audio quality is fantastic. You can also use USB-C dongle for third-party options, but it can be hit or miss depending on what dongle you get. For the most stable audio, plug in wired headphones or grab a Pulse Explorer if you want seamless switching between your portal, phone and your PS5. Now let's talk about some game settings for improving the performance on your portal. This can make a fair bit of difference. So because even with everything else optimized, what you choose in the game itself still matters a little bit here. If the game gives you the option, always choose performance mode over fidelity or quality mode in the in-game settings, as the portal only has a 1080p display, so all those fancy 4K visuals are wasted, and they can introduce lag and stutter over remote play if your network is already struggling. Games like Spider-Man, Ratchet & Clank, even Ghost of Tsushima all look just as good in performance mode on the portal, but they play smoother, and that's what matters. And there's one more thing you can do inside most game settings to help here. Go into the visual settings and turn off motion blur and film grain. These effects might look nice on a big 4K TV, but on the portal screen they just make things look muddy or pixelated if you are having some bandwidth or network issues. Motion blur just makes it look a bit of a pixelated mess, so avoid that if you can. Disabling them often gives you a cleaner, sharper image and helps the portal's limited screen size really shine. So now you've optimized your network, your console, your portal and even your games. These are all tips and tricks that I have personally tried, and some of them I use to this day. Like I say, the hardwired PlayStation 5 via the Ethernet cable is just a no-brainer. I have that all the time. Seriously, do not sleep in that one. Try that one first of all, people. It could be a game changer for you. This has made my remote play experience night and day better. Let me know if you've got a hidden trick I missed, and check out the 2025 accessories video next to level up your setup even more.